I have quit so many creative ventures more times than I can count. And it's insane. Like, I'm honestly sick of it. I'm sick of myself. I'm so sick of quitting and giving up on my dreams. If you're anything like me, maybe you're creative or you have a lot of business ventures in your head, you have an entrepreneurship mind, there's probably a million and one business ideas, creative ideas that you've thought of. Maybe you've wanted to be a content creator, you've wanted to be a writer, you wanted to write a book, or whatever it is, become an artist. You have talked yourself in and out of it so many times. Let me give a little background of everything I've done in my life. All right, so for context, I've always been someone who has been really, really, really interested in all things communications and media. I'm a Leo rising, you know what I mean? Like, I love to perform, I like to be on stage, I love public speaking. I love anything that you can put a little microphone in my hand and I can be seen and I can talk and I can teach and I can sing and dance. All these type of things I've been drawn to literally since I was 5 years old. I took performing arts classes all throughout elementary school and high school. I was the theater kid. I was in Annie and I was in like a bunch of plays and I always went to Broadway. And then as I got older, I was in 6th grade. I made a YouTube channel and I got in trouble for it. So I had to get kicked off YouTube. I'm still mad about that because I could have been a billionaire by now. But yeah, I've always been drawn to just being seen, being online, performing, talking, anything that I can really just be myself. I've always been drawn to it my whole entire life. And the older I got and the more insecurities really like started to plague me, I really didn't go all in on all of them. So like, for example, I had a blog in college and that's where my like Leeza Rants brand started. So like Leeza Rants was like my thing where I would just like go on rants about life and pop culture topics and all these different things. And so I had a blog in college because my professor said I had a really good writing voice. I stopped doing that. Then my biggest venture was that I had a podcast. It was the Leeza Rants podcast. I did that for a few years and I just kind of gave up in 2020 when everyone else started making a podcast, right? And then during the pandemic, I started rant and release circles. See the same theme here? Where I would gather a bunch of other women who were interested in similar topics that I would discuss on my podcast. And we'd get together virtually and sort of, I would like facilitate discussion and teach and provide workshops on different topics, such as like mindset work, self-development, things that I'm super interested in. And then I was like, I'm going to become a TikToker. And I started a series on TikTok, Rants and Realizations. And you can find some of them in my YouTube shorts. But it's like every single thing I do, I quit. I just quit. And I really had to dig deep and realize why. Like, what is this pattern, right? It feels like right before things start to get good, a lot of us will quit. And for myself, I felt like I was putting so much effort into these things, but I wasn't seeing a lot of payoff. My number one thing is that I'm just not patient enough. I'm not patient enough to like grind it out for a long period of time. I'm someone who really, embarrassingly enough, I feel like I rely on a lot of external validation, right? Like I'm always seeking, approval. Like even when I was young in dance classes, I'd get off stage and be like, Mom, how did I do? Like, did I do good? Like, did you like it? And I always wanted to hear people's feedback. Even though it was my dream, even though it was things that I genuinely like to do and I'm always been like attracted to, I've always come back to, it didn't matter. It didn't matter how hard I worked or how much I loved what I was doing because I relied so much on the feedback and the external validation. And so that's like the number one thing that has stopped me. But also I think just in another way, as much as I love being seen, I'm also really scared of being seen, right? I'm scared of putting myself out there with my opinions and my appearance. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. I grew up with, severe eczema and I just never felt beautiful enough to be on camera. Another thing I wanted to do, I wanted to be on E! News. Like I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be like the next Oprah. I wanted like my own, the Tyra show. I'd come home from school, I'd watch that. Like I wanted to be those people, but I just never felt like good enough. I never felt like I could be that. And so now I've really, I've committed to Substack. I love writing on Substack. Here's the link. Please check it out. Subscribe if you like. I'm going to try to dive into a lot of more of those topics that I discuss on Substack here on my YouTube channel. But I'm really, really, really vowing to go full on YouTube. Like, I'm just gonna like do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show up consistently and I'm just gonna try. You know what I mean? And I feel like I wanna get comfortable being seen by people who don't know me. I wanna get comfortable just being consistent, being disciplined, and just creating content that I'm proud of. I wanna really work on my editing. I just wanna be the YouTuber I've always wanted to be since I was like in 6th grade. And I'm tired of holding myself back. And I'm making this video because I've made like about 3 YouTube videos so far. And I just wanted to kind of introduce like some of the new subscribers to like who I am in my channel and kind of like why I'm here, because I just feel like my YouTube videos are really for you guys and like anyone out there who really envisions a bigger life for themselves, a more fulfilled life, someone who has dreams and goals, but they're too scared to go after them. I really believe in the power of the mind, mindset work, having a really strong self-concept, self-confidence, self-worth, and really developing those things has changed my life so much. And I'm so ready for this next chapter of my life as I'm entering my 30s to just be so much better and to stop holding myself back and really just reconnect with my inner child and the passions that I've always had on a super authentic level. Because I feel like so much of my life I've just tried to dim myself down and not put myself out there, but I know that I have things to say and I have this purpose and this draw towards communications and being seen for a reason. So I'm really trying to get out of my own way. You know, I think a lot of us have these dreams, but we deem them as being unrealistic. We're too scared to try. We're worried about what people think. So I made this YouTube channel. I didn't even tell anyone about it. Like, I'm not telling anyone that I'm like making videos. I'm just doing it. Like, I want to find my audience. I don't want to hear feedback from anyone else. Like, I'm truly doing it for myself. You know, I want to find my community who gets me, and I'm not going to give up when things get hard. Like, even if this video gets like 5 views, I'm going to be back next week. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to prove it to myself because, again, this video really is about how so many of us really just quit when things get good and when things get hard. You know what I mean? And I look back on so many of my ventures and I'm like, where could I be if I kept podcasting? Where could I be if I kept blogging? If I kept, doing my TikTok videos? And I regret so much that I quit on myself and I just didn't believe in myself. I looked for so much more external validation instead of my own. My own work, even though I'm so proud of it, like, it's so crazy. Like, I'm literally someone who will go back and read my Substacks and I'm like, oh, that was so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I toot my own horn. Like, I love my stuff. I love what I create. I love being a creative, but I'm like, oh, it only got 15 likes. So bye, guys. It's like I almost get embarrassed by the lack of engagement, but it's like, that's not what I'm here for. Like, I have this gift and this desire to share and perform for a reason. And I'm tired of denying myself that because I'm not getting thousands of followers overnight. I realize, especially with YouTube, it's going to be a slow grind. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm willing to just do it because I'm tired of quitting. I'm tired of giving up on myself. And if you're watching, I would love for you to be on this journey with me because it's like, I just know so many of us are just like, we have so much potential, but we're just constantly comparing ourselves to other people and their journey. And, oh, they got 100 followers in a month. All right, I'm done. No one likes me. What I'm doing is stupid. Like, it's so easy to criticize ourselves. I actually made a whole video about like the 3 C's on my channel. Go check it out. Criticizing, complaining, and comparison. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like I needed to introduce myself a little bit more in this video and kind of why I'm here and to really just motivate anyone else who feels similar to me, because it's hard to put yourself out there and go after your dreams. But I truly feel like you wouldn't have such a desire on your heart, especially for me, communications and media. It's something that I keep coming back to for a reason. I know I'm supposed to show up in some way, whether that, can inspire 2 people or 200,000. I don't care anymore. I'm just doing this for me, for the love of the game, to be creative and just really give my inner child what she's always wanted. So, end rant. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're working on something, whether it's a business or a creative venture, I would love to hear down in the comments. Please subscribe if you want to follow along with my journey. Again, I will be showing up diligently. And if I don't, yell at me in the comments. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really trying to put myself out there, as a 31-year-old Black woman. Like, I just want to do things that I've always loved to do. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.